and we are today going into Persona 5 Tactica from developer Atlas, publisher Sega. Now, I am not a big tactical RPG fan, but I figured why not give this a try. The Tactica, or I should say the Persona series, has a very high sort of, I don't know, fan base. It's sort of niche, but it gets so much acclaim. So I figured why not? I played Persona 4 and 5 because they both were on Game Pass, and I never finished them, but just play to get a sense of the games themselves. And I enjoyed what they were as far as the RPGs. I loved the character design. I love the music. I don't know if they should receive the sort of regard that they receive. It seemed, I say both seemed relatively normal RPGs to me. Not great, but good. But of course, my opinion may have been uh, changed or might have been changed if I had played more of those games until the end. Well, now we have a tactical RPG set in that Persona 5 world. And as you see, there's the intro into itself is just is very beautiful. It has that anime style. I love the colors. The colors are so vibrant and it just pops so much. And this was recorded on my Xbox One. So this is a native download playing, not from the cloud. So it's not running on an Xbox Series X via Microsoft's xCloud, and it's right on the Xbox One. As you see, it looks pretty good here. One of the things that again, just really love, I love the character designers. They're sort of, I guess it's put towards chibi sort of versions of the characters we saw in Persona 5. Um, I am surprised that there isn't an anime or some sort of animated feature for Persona 5 with these character designs. It certainly lends itself, well, I should say the character designs and the color palette of this game and Persona 5 definitely lends itself to an animated sort of feature or series. Maybe there is one, and I just don't know about it. It hasn't come out here in the States yet. Of course, enter my name. Of course, it's going to be Webster style. What else? Especially when they give you your first and a last name. That's pretty cool for RPGs. I don't, well, in my experience, I have not had a first and last name option for the character naming. I won't say character create because you know, not creating your character here, you're playing as these the stock characters in the story, but just to have that option, I thought was pretty cool. And you can't see if I had difficulties, whatever, putting in style. Just don't know my A button from my X button or my confirm button either. So now we're starting out the game. Of course, this isn't based on any real life work. Now, this section of the game, now I'm just going through the intro section. So, you get a basic understanding of the story and a bit of the gameplay as far as how the battle mechanics work. Uh, there's a lot of talking in the beginning of this game. I'll try to go through it as fast as possible so you can at least get a sense of what's going on. And I'm not sure if this happens after Persona 5, during Persona 5. I am not entirely sure. So now we're in the president's office. I don't know, honestly, I didn't really take much stock in the story, but I am curious to know if this takes place after Persona 5. I'm assuming it does, because remembering Persona 5, everybody didn't start out together. So, mysterious shadowy figure in the president's office. Of course, old man, young woman. That's how you know it's shadowy and clandestine, because you don't know who they are, neither physical features nor you aren't given their names. And I'm assuming that's going to be revealed to us as the story goes on. Coffee shop. Why is it? I don't know why, but every time I see sort of animated or Japanese coffee shops, they always look exactly the same. I guess if I ever go to Japan, I'll see if like they look like this. Actually, no, some of the videos I've seen online of Japanese coffee houses, they do look like this as well. Find it interesting.
Phew, I feel my HP coming back.
Coffee definitely make your HB come back.
Sir, top me off. You've really got this gig down.
Does to me every single morning. Can't go without my morning coffee. Again, I can't help but say I love the character designs here, but there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of exposition, and frankly,
Hey, got
I
any
don't
ideas?
even know if like a lot of it seems just like a lot of it just seems as this needless conversation, especially considering
Mother,
what
I have
happens
some hot milk ready for you
to
in
set us up on a
no
story and
time.
out in this adventure
Over
because it's just
this
one of those
way,
things
Ursula.
where like, it kind of doesn't make
When it's
sense
this cold
considering
out,
what happens
everybody wants to stay inside.
very
Like
shortly.
all the
So
shut-ins.
yeah, the whole beginning of the thing is just talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Jojo spent half the morning grumbling that he won't get any. At first, I was happy we had the place to ourselves, but now I feel kind of bad.
First, I
Well,
was
we should
happy.
enjoy
Now
what.
I'm not.
All too soon, the third years we done
Yes,
well.
well, I think this is
Almost.
after Persona 5 or after the events of Persona 5. I say this, I do like
Fine.
the
Now we're all even.
dialogue tree and how just the presentation of
Okay,
it.
but still visit each other?
I guess once I play through a little bit more, maybe I'll play through
Maybe one
again
more in
to
college.
see
Then you'll have
if
time to come see me.
choosing different options changes
Yeah, we'll make plenty of
outcomes
friends.
and how characters interact with each other.
I'm down.
And I'm very curious, especially in this opening. Does it dictate, say, who ends up with you as you get into that first opening training battle
That's the
or
opportunity.
not? So I'm curious about that,
Eco-friendly.
how much of the dialogue choices really impact the gameplay
Oh,
and who's
sorry,
with you and
cousin.
who's not.
You're fine.
Sure do. And why not enjoy the time we have now?
Oh, brother.
So one of the,
And now,
I
over
guess not
your head.
joys,
What
but definitely pains of playing through this opening was just the dialogue and whatnot. And here you see the newscaster talking about the things that are going on and things that have happened. So, but yeah, just a lot here. We're talking about a good probably 8 to 9 minutes of just
It's no
opening
surprise that most
dialogue,
people
back
think
and
you're
forth,
far.
exposition. And yeah, I understand this is an RPG and a tactical RPG, but I always felt as though
Man,
these
this one's pretty fun.
stories, the stories are meant to be
Happy.
told during the course of the
Thanks for
game.
covering them
And
quick.
especially
I really
considering
wish
that
I could
we're
have.
in my opinion,
Someone like
so
you
far,
knows
some of
everything.
this banter back and
Have you
forth
been
is
feeling
very
bad lately?
meaningless to
I don't know anything about
how
that.
things
Maybe he's just dealing
really
with shit.
happen in this
This
opening level.
investigation keeps
Maybe
getting
it'll
stuck.
be more pertinent once we get further into the game, but as of right now, I just don't see how it's going to be relevant to what's going on.
What's wrong with the TV?
You know, even on a hard disk drive, I would have thought that we would have gotten away from all of these loading screens since we're
Huh?
not reading it off a
What the
disk
hell?
anymore.
What happened to the
I
TV?
That's one thing I really am annoyed with. I know
It
it's
stopped working.
a whole lot better with an SSD, so getting in a PlayStation 5 or even what, Series X, do they have SSDs? I think they have, I'm not sure. But it's just one of those things
What's
where,
happening?
look, it's not reading off of a disk. Why in the world do we have these loading screens? And it's part of this where it's just a really long loading screen that I actually had to cut down because it was
It's
just,
frozen in
it's
place.
just, it's too long. Like, why is this so long, man? Now you see the main, I guess, twist in the gameplay. They are clearly not in Kansas anymore, and they now have this weird symbol that is on the door of the coffee house. Again, another loading screen. Like, why? This is a downloaded game onto my Xbox
Hey,
One. Why are we
what's
having
with your
loading screens? Now they're
voice?
trying to figure out, okay, what happened?
I'm
What do
not
we need to do?
sure,
What can we do?
but it's completely dark out as
You
well.
know, things don't seem right. It's quiet. It's not like it was before, so they don't quite know what's going on. And I have to revisit
Could we
Persona
do that?
5 just to understand why is that talking cat.
It can't be.
Just don't know about that.
Ugh.
Didn't mean to rhyme either.
And what the hell's going?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody calm down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
we just
Look at me,
magically,
chilling with Grandpa Joe.
got transported to somewhere else. We don't quite know it yet, but everything rumbled. It was an earthquake, and now
Hurry
I'm
up,
trying to figure out
Grandpa,
what's
time
going
to
on, but we should
walk.
stay calm. Of course we should. You have no idea what's coming for you, dude.
Hey, look.
Again, can somebody explain to me why there's a talking cat?
It's glow.
Or I should
It's
say,
the
why a
sun.
talking cat is okay?
Look. Oh, please tell me I'm right.
Well, I guess all we can do is.
All right.
True. It's okay. Try the.
And we are about to go outside to venture into this brave new world. All right, we're not in Kansas anymore, and they are automatically in their get-ups, their costumes, or dare I say
What the
their
hell are we?
uniforms.
We were just in LeBlanc, right?
Looks very
This has to be bad.
old school Eastern
Phantom
European.
Thief
Isn't
outfits.
that Eastern European, like German castles and whatnot in the courtyard? It looks like something that could be out of Mario and Mario and
What's
Rabbits,
going on here?
Mario and Rabbits games. They sure look like they could be redcoats out of the Revolutionary Army. Yeah, glowing eyes are never a
We're
good thing
ready,
at
guys.
all. Okay, now we get into the battle system. Now, one of the things about tactical RPGs that I just almost have never liked, I have never been fancy to, is the whole sort of choosing your box uh, way of
All these
gameplay.
people.
I've always found it to be somewhat cumbersome, and I know it's about tactics and strategy, but there's a whole lot of strategy built into a good RPG system as it is, without having extra boxes and placements that are concerned. So, again, the graphics are really great on this, in my opinion. I understand. This is one of the things that
Look at
I
that.
really struggle with this current gen because of how developers are utilizing unique art styles, at least when it comes to graphics. This game is on everything: PS4, PS5, Xbox Series systems, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. The fact that you can get this sort of game on a Switch and they run pretty much identical really shows how developers are utilizing gameplay mechanics and art style to really develop power to games instead of just relying on graphics. And here again, as I talked about the whole box structure and whatnot, I feel like it adds too many steps
Better get ready.
to the strategy.
Powered by my own skill.
You know, this cover system and different boxes and different placements around the battlefield. And it'll be interesting playing this more if every sort of battle has a cover system. That for me would take some of the uniqueness away from each battle system or each battle, not just the battle system themselves. But I just feel as though that will get quite repetitive. Now, I've seen other RPGs and even thinking of some RPGs that utilize this sort of position, but not necessarily, it wasn't this
Not
uh,
quite.
quite like a tactical RPG. I think of Final Fantasy Tactics as probably a staple tactical RPG with the different box movements, or I forget that old series on the Genesis.
Get ready.
And I think that was my first experience with a tactical RPG, and it just wasn't for me. And even this is, I love the fluidness of it. I really do.
Take
This is very fluid, very vibrant.
some of this.
The controls are very easy to utilize when it comes to this game and this battle system, which may make me think as I play more, I may get used to, if not come to like the battle system as a way of situated. But right now, playing through for the first time, let's say it's a heavy learning curve, but kind of intuitively, I want to play a different way, being that it's an RPG and even a turn-based RPG as well. It's one of those things where just like you want to play a certain way because it's an RPG, and that's also because I don't have a lot of experience with tactical RPGs.
Nice one, Joker. Better say sorry. Yes.
So
Another one.
again, I can't help but say I love the graphics on this. I love the music; it's just wonderful. I love the music on this as well.
Ah,
lots of talking. But again, this is the intro level, so it's your tutorial as to how the battle system is supposed to play out. Now, apparently, I'm jumping ahead, like one of the goals was finishing this battle in 3 moves. And like, I don't know how this is going to happen considering this is my first time playing something like this, but maybe if I go back again, I can refine how I play in order to give a uh, quicker resolution to this action here. Also, too, I think that these battles would be a lot more fun as you get more into the game, because I'm assuming, like any RPG, that these characters and the other characters that will probably join your party as you mix and match will have different abilities. And then you also have item drops and things of that nature, which add to the strategy of an RPG in general, but definitely an RPG like this. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to have some players that are work better or deal more damage the closer they are. Some have better range weapons. I don't know if there's any magic involved in this as well. Also, melee attacks, if there's anything like that with regards to some of the battle uh, instruments of these characters as well. So that's that for the first battle. No XP points, but I did earn money. Money's always a good thing. That stage cleared, and now we go back to the story, and we're about to go into another battle, and that is something that I am not willing to do at this moment. So, maybe I'll come back. We'll see how it works out. But all in all, Persona 5 Tactica is definitely an interesting game. It's a game I think can definitely grow on me with regards to these are concerned. That's it.